Hey guys, Blockchain Tycoon here, ready to tell you guys a little something you did not know before. So, let's start off by taking a look at the stock charts here. Uh, we got VeChain. Look at this incredible chart. It's piqued my interest. It looks like it's getting ready to break the dollar mark sooner or later. Right now it's doing a little struggling, a little zigzagging, but it's going to retest some highs here, and I do believe that it's going to have the network, the structure, the people behind it to make it push through these very low highs that I'm looking at right now. When I see a sub 9 cents, a 9 cent VeChain, and then when I look at how much potential's behind VeChain, it just blows my mind. When I look at the partners VeChain already has, it just blows my mind. So, I just wanted to quickly mention that, but today's topic is not going to be about VeChain. VeChain's going to be my next video. I'm going to teach you how to buy VeChain, why I believe it's going to soar, and why I think the highs right now are very low. Anyway, stay tuned for that. I got a quick message, so listen up. I will be giving away a Nano Ledger S as soon as I hit 10,000 subscribers. And at the 10,000th subscriber, I will be giving away the Nano Ledger S to the best comment in the comment section. Doesn't need to be the longest comment. Doesn't even need to be the one that makes the most sense. I'm going to strictly go by whatever I think is best. Meaning what? I'm not even sure. Maybe you make me laugh. Maybe you said something that was groundbreaking that I never thought about. I'm just going to have to go through the comments and decide which one's best. And that lucky person will be receiving a Nano Ledger S. Alright guys, now let's get down to business. What do I have on deck for today? What do I really want to talk to you guys about? I want to make sure that every individual out there sees the big picture. I know there's a lot of people out there right now buying cryptocurrencies, not really sure what they're doing, going off of feelings, whims, very basic investment information like market capitalization, how many people seem to be talking about it online, Google Analytics, how it's trending in terms of searches. You got people out there that just stare at charts, and I legitimately do a lot of that. But before all of that or any of that, you got to wrap your head around one of the most important concepts that seem to be overlooked in the crypto space. This concept's so fundamental, so in everybody's face, that it's a little strange that you don't hear a little more about it. With all this Bitcoin talk and Ethereum talk, decentralized finance, smart contracts, it's easy to lose sight. So I'd like to begin with an example. I'm going to start with a question. How valuable would the internet be if everybody was limited to their network? Now, what do I mean by that? Well, say Verizon provides you with internet. Imagine that you could only speak to people on the internet who are connected to the Verizon network. Now, we know that's not how it works, but I'm asking you to imagine. Imagine for a second if you went to send an email and you're on AOL and you want to send an email to somebody on Hotmail. But now you're going to have to sign up for a Hotmail account because your AOL email won't make it to a Hotmail account. it could only speak with other AOL accounts. You see, what I'm pointing out here is that the central value attributed to a network and an internet of value, or an internet rather, this also applies to the internet of value, is that there's a base amount of interoperability that's a substance of all that happens. It's behind the scenes. It doesn't get any credit. Nobody talks about it, and everybody takes it for granted. I've identified a similar circumstance, a similar parallel, we'll call it, behind the way cryptocurrencies can be used and how right now people are relegated to only transacting through certain networks. What do I mean? I mean that if I wanted to buy, say, VeChain, the first time I bought VeChain, I needed a Binance account. And then my Binance account didn't let me purchase for some reason. So I had to send Bitcoin from my Coinbase account to Binance. And then when it got there, I believe they didn't let me buy VeChain. I may have changed it over to another cryptocurrency. I forgot the order of operation. But the next hurdle when I wanted to buy VeChain, I already had money in my Binance account. I already had certain investments. But I noticed there wasn't even an option to buy VeChain with the cryptocurrency I had. And when I looked into it a little more, I realized that I just had to convert my cryptocurrency to another cryptocurrency. So then I had the option to then buy VeChain. So for all intents and purposes, this is almost as if I had to convert my Hotmail email to an AOL email just in order to get a reply. I'm hoping this example makes sense to you so far. What I'm trying to point out, though, is that interoperability is important, and it's still something that hasn't quite been solved. But it has. It just doesn't feel like it's been solved. It hasn't been adopted yet. I just want to point everyone who's into crypto towards this new understanding so that they could benefit greatly from the interoperability that is gonna be in lockstep with this new internet of value. Now, without further ado, I want to point out that this article came from Ethereum World News. Now, Ethereum is a competitor to one of my favorite tokens, XRP. XRP is a digital asset created by a company called Ripple. Now, over time now, I've heard several times mentioned that XRP is going to solve interoperability issues. And I didn't quite understand how. I just took it at face value, though, and I understood that they were serious. And I saw that people were mentioning it as though they did the research and understood it to be serious. But I never stepped out and took a minute to look into it. So today I decided to do that, and I decided to do that with you guys. I legitimately only read about half this article. And to be completely honest, I'm not sure I need to read a lot more. My suspicions are confirmed. I do understand that what is going on here is that the ILP, the Interledger Protocol, is going to be the protocol that bridges all assets in the digital space. With that said, this is going to create a new and improved internet of value, capable of transferring anything of value. So, let's get to it. Like I said, the news came from a Ethereum website. I'll call it a fan site because if they call themselves Ethereum World News, I assume that Ethereum, let's say, people who are big fans of Ethereum are going to be following this website. The title, Ripple's Interledger Protocol, ILP, is what the Internet of Value needs to thrive. The Internet of Value needs interoperability in order to thrive. As such, standards like Ripple's Interledger Protocol could help achieve just that. So, what is the Interledger Protocol and interoperability? Interledger Protocol was designed to solve a pressing issue in the blockchain space: the ability of a decentralized app to purchase resources without being restricted to a particular blockchain network. The Interledger Protocol aims at creating a universal network for sending value, and it would be independent of any company or currency. Again, guys, the Interledger Protocol aims at creating a universal network for sending value, and it would be independent of any company or currency. Okay. The network is comprised of independent operators that serve as decentralized exchanges. The protocol makes it possible for users to carry out transactions natively on a blockchain of their choice, without having to transfer their assets to a centralized platform or a specific network for trading. Remember that example I gave you when I was trying to buy VeChain? With Interledger, users can be able to send BTC and their recipient would automatically receive XRP or any other cryptocurrency of their choice. Now, I want you guys to notice the wording here. With Interledger, users can be able to send Bitcoin, and the recipient would automatically receive XRP, and then they put or any other cryptocurrency of their choice. I'm going to go out of my way to say they could have easily wrote that statement with no XRP in it, and it would have made the same amount of sense to a commoner. What do I mean by that? I believe that most people don't understand the reason why they put XRP there first. And it certainly did not have to be there. The reason why XRP was written first is because it's obvious that's what most people are going to use. They're going to use XRP because it's the fastest, it's the cheapest, and it's the most scalable. Those are the facts. Moving on. It's a no-brainer that for the Internet of Value to achieve its primary objective and thrive, it will need interoperability. An Interledger protocol does just that. The protocol is beneficial because it helps users connect to any network or payment system in the world without having to switch from their current networks or change the ways the system work. The technology has been used to carry out transactions by the Bank of England, while the Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation used it to power new open source software Mojaloop. The Interledger protocol helped this software connect to various payment systems and help people in the underbanked and unbanked areas of the world have access to financial services. The next title here, Ripple's Interledger Protocol could help the Internet of Value thrive. No doubt, Ripple is one of the leading and most creative payment systems. In June 2017, company open sourced the first BTC plugin for its ILP, which would help users carry out transactions across multiple ledgers, not just the XRP ledger. Following the activation of the plugin on its ILP, Ripple proceeded to carry out a single transaction on 7 different ledgers. This singular transaction passed through private blockchains, public networks, a traditional payment channel, and a centralized ledger. While transactions might not pass through so many ledgers, Ripple insisted that the test was carried out to show that their ILP can work excellently with distributed ledgers. Back then, Ripple CTO Stefan Thomas gave his opinion saying, "That's where the future's going. We think that in the future, all different ledgers will be tied together and transactions will be very seamless. So we want to make sure that our customers are going to be set up for success in that world." Ripple has banking applications that rely on XRP. And with the interoperability features of this interledger protocol, the crypto company would play a crucial role in the advent and growth of the Internet of Value over the coming year. A Twitter user seems to agree with this fact, as he believes that money would move fast with Ripple ILP. Ripple's technologies are getting adopted by banks and financial institutions all over the world. And with this vast network at its disposal, Ripple's best placed to lead the advent of the Internet of Value. Gradually, the Interledger Protocol, as part of Ripple's software, will become the standard protocol for connecting banks' cash ledgers. It will be an exciting journey towards that end. So you have it there, guys. Even the Ethereum people know that there's a fundamental problem that needs to be solved, and that every cryptocurrency out there is going to benefit from. But there's only one cryptocurrency. And I repeat, there's only one cryptocurrency that's in the position to work this network. And what do I mean by that? The Interledger Protocol needs a vehicle. The protocol can't work by itself. The vehicle that's going to empower this protocol is going to be XRP. Just like we saw in the beginning, when I told you that statement could have been written without the use or verbiage, without including XRP. They decided to because it's an obvious situation. The same people who designed XRP designed the Interledger Protocol. There's no token out there that carries the same benefits and use case as XRP. And I believe that paired with the Interledger Protocol, the Internet of Value is sure to benefit from all that XRP has to offer. So, let's see if we got any more news that's worth reading here. Just reading the titles here, guys. Interledger.org, right? Interledger overview. Enable seamless exchange of value across payment networks. What is Interledger? Interledger is a network of computers that enables the sending of value across independent payment networks. Similar to how the internet routes packets of information, Interledger routes packets of value. Computers on the Interledger network are called nodes. Nodes could take one or more of the following roles: sender, router, or receiver. How does Interledger work? At the core of Interledger is the Interledger Protocol, ILP version 4, which is a set of rules that define how nodes should send value over the Interledger network. Interledger Protocol is a request-response protocol, where requests and responses are ILP packets. Typically, a single aggregate payment from source to destination is split into multiple ILP packets. Each ILP packet contains transaction information which is private to the nodes participating in the transaction. ILP has 3 packet types: sender, router, receiver. The sender constructs and sends a prepare packet as a request to the connecting router. The routers forward the packet until it reaches the receiver. The receiver then accepts or rejects the packet by sending a full packet or a reject packet as a response. The routers relay the response from the receiver back to the sender. When the sender receives a full packet, it knows the packet was successfully delivered to the receiver. The sender then continues to send the remaining prepare packets until the value is fully transferred. Interledger does not rely on any single payment network for processing value transactions. You can connect with an ILP router at any time to join the network. Furthermore, Interledger sends value as tiny data packets, which makes transactions fast, secure, and inexpensive. So, building on Interledger. Build payments into your apps or other protocols without tying yourself to a specific currency or payment network. Create accounts on our demo ledgers and start sending Interledger payments with the client libraries. Check out Getting Started for more details. Interledger architecture. Interledger enables payments across many different types of ledgers. The Interledger protocol suite is comprised of 4 layers: the application, the transport, the interledger, and link protocols. To learn more, see Interledger. Alright, protocol specs and APIs. I'm not sure what an API is. To dive into the technical specs, see Interledger RFCs. Also see the documentation for the components of the reference implementation. I think they lost me there, guys. I'm gonna have to do more research. Security. Interledger enables secure multi-hop payments using hashed time lock agreements. As of Interledger version 4, these conditions are not enforced by the ledger, as it would be too costly and slow. Instead, participants in a network use these hash locks to perform accounting with their peers. Accounting is used to determine in-flight balances, which are periodically settled with on-ledger transfers or payment channel claims. For detailed description on how this works, read Peering, Clearing, and Settlement documentation. Alright, that's a pretty good overview. Let me see if there's anything else here. So what do people say about this? XRPchat, right? .com. How does Interledger benefit XRP? I just saw this fascinating talk about Interledger. You might think, why Ripple's Labs developing this coin neutral stand? Let's refresh outer memory on what it means to have W3C, Apple and Google implementing ILP. XRP will be used as a bridge asset that interconnects all kinds of asset class traded in the internet. Do not listen to the fudders who say ILP does not have any relationship or RCL and the medium XRP. What else would they use? Doesn't make sense for the consortium or other companies to develop their own token. XRP is cheapest, fastest solution. Let's see what this other member says. Strictly speaking, it doesn't. if you read simplifying interledger, you know that it would be connectors rather than ledgers that would implement the conditions. The whole idea of XRP escrow as a killer feature of XRP ledger as an intermediary for ILP went right out the window. Hopefully there is an ace in the sleeve, but it seems that XRP ledger has to compete with private ledgers in terms of both speed and cost of transactions now. Would be happy to be proven wrong though. See, the problem is with this statement is that XRP has no competition in the realm of both speed and cost of transaction. It is the fastest and the cheapest. And it's this way because of something they called a Byzantine agreement system. It's the opposite of proof of work. If you guys don't know what I'm getting at, you might need to dive in. It's not the right episode to dive in. We're strictly speaking about ILP at the moment. I'm going to try to introduce topics, but I don't have the deep dive capacity at the moment to do this for you. I strongly urge you do it on your own. Let me read a few more comments. You're right, I believe. This is how the ledger benefits XRP. Usually, if you want to pay someone, but that person has PayPal and you have a MoneyGram account, then you'll be unable to pay him. The ILP allows this to happen with providers that are connected to the network. The point of this is to provide a place where monies can flow freely between different providers and currencies. The length of time is determined by the amount of time the transactions take on each side of the ledger. For example, PayPal takes 1 day, and the other end, MoneyGram, takes another day. The total time for the transaction to clear would be 2 days. Here is how it benefits XRP. XRP settles the fastest, therefore it would be most beneficial for both sides of the transaction to use XRP. I think the fee involved would be the lowest too, maybe parts of a cent. This should also be another reason to use XRP. Look at that. This fellow just proved my point. In summary, the ILP is making an environment that people could go to for faster payments. But it's also making an environment where XRP should be cheapest and fastest and maybe most efficient. I'm open to anyone correcting me here if I'm incorrect on any of this. Whew. Well, guys, I'm going to be completely honest. I think I read enough. You guys get the theme. This interledger protocol seems to be the bee's knees in terms of the Internet of Value. The idea that interoperability shouldn't be discussed or taken in a paramount way, given the circumstances and the obviousness of the need for interoperability. It just seems a shame if somebody's buying cryptos, not even understanding the true potential and value behind the interledger protocol. And more importantly, it's a shame that people don't understand that there's only one digital asset that's set, that's more than set, that's more than ready, that's been more than tested and more than works. There's only one digital asset that they had in mind when they decided the ILP. The interledger protocol was designed to benefit XRP, or XRP was designed to be used with interledger protocol. That's a conclusion I have to kind of side with. I'm gonna have to end this episode here. I hope you guys seen value in the concepts I brought forward here. I know there's a lot of people out there showing you their bank accounts, telling you how much money they made, and some of that stuff will make you watch their videos for sure. But not many people are taking their time to understand where the market's truly headed. And some of the biggest leaps of faith I've ever taken were in the crypto space. And I'm going to have to say that I got very lucky because I didn't understand as much as I do now. And at this point, it's very much not an accident. It was very much serendipitous that I bumped into certain YouTube channels and that I was broke, beaten down, with no hope. It was serendipitous. It really was. And I want you guys to keep that in mind, that you might be beaten up, you might be broken. Your girlfriends, your wives, they might not believe in you. But you gotta look around and realize that the world makes sense. And that we need to make sense with it. That a lot of our problems come because we decided collectively to group think ourselves out of making any type of sense. So I'm going to leave you guys with that advice. Thank you for joining me. This is my very first episode of Blockchain Tycoon. As I said in the beginning, I will be giving away a Nano Ledger S as soon as I hit 10,000 subscribers. I will be giving it away to the best comment in the comment section, so make sure you leave a comment. You can't just subscribe. And yeah, I want to definitely say one last thing here. There's a lot of animals out there in shelters, and they need your help. Whether you could donate some time, donate some paw-safe salt, ice melt, some water dishes, some American treats, because we don't want to donate Chinese treats that might make dogs sick. Whatever you could do to help these animals in need, keep them in mind. Imagine you were beat up, broken down, left alone, and your next stop was a cage where you hope somebody's gonna maybe someday adopt you. None of that's okay with me, guys. I'm sorry I'm being so drab and dreary here at the end of my show, but go out there and donate. Donate to your local animal shelter. If you have enough time, adopt an animal, care for them, and I guarantee you they'll care for you. Over and out. Blockchain Tycoon. If you feel like donating to my channel, you could do it through blockchaintycoon.crypto. It's my unstoppable domains account. I'll make sure I have it set up pretty soon after I launch this video. Thank you. Over and out.